What is up? Matt Pratt here, and today we're going to introduce another project. Yes, I'm juggling around a ton of projects, but it's just how it goes. I get stuck on one, I might as well start another. So this project has actually been waiting around for a while. You guys have probably seen it. Some of you have asked about it. It's been in the background of some of my videos forever. Parts have actually just came in for it, so now we can finally start this process. It shouldn't be too big of a job. Anyways, let's just check out the car. Yes, we have a brand new 2020 BMW, Supra. Anyways, this is my buddy Jason Miller's. I've mentioned him a ton of times on this channel. He's the one that owns all the damn Porsches and all that. So yeah, he bought this car brand new a couple months ago, and he drove it around. He put about 2,000 miles on it, and now he's ready to change it up. And one of the cool things is he actually picked up a HKS wide body kit, and wide body kits are my specialty. I wide bodied my 240. I've done Porsches, I've done Skylines, wide bodied actually a few cars. So I was definitely ready to take on this challenge. So believe it or not, we actually started working on this car a couple months ago, and the problem is we didn't have all the parts. I actually started filming this car a couple months ago, and when we were unboxing all the parts, we realized that we were missing a few. So we had to chase those down, and we finally got them. I've actually came to a halt on a couple of my other projects. You know, my Supra, I'm waiting on motor stuff, parts are coming in and so on, and I'm trying to work that into my schedule. And on the Corvette, same thing. We're waiting on parts on that thing too. With those types of jobs, and they're like kind of like budget jobs, I'm literally always searching and sourcing the best possible price, and sometimes it takes a while, you know. I'm not gonna break my bank account over it. I wanna do everything on a budget. So anyways, back to this car. There is no budget on this car. He picked up, pretty sure it's one of 10 body kits, HKS body kits that were delivered to the US. I'm sure there might be more now, but at the time there was only 10, and I think only like 3 people had them. So pretty cool. All right, let's get right to it. Let's start pulling these panels out of this wide body kit, maybe mock it up there with some tape, possibly start screwing it on, and let's see what this thing is gonna look like. All right, this is a lot of stuff. This is probably the most stuff ever in a wide body kit. So looks like this is the front end. Like, these pieces go on the hood. I think if I set this up here real quick, somewhat like that. I don't want to put them on just yet. I want to get 2 hands on these things and kind of like tape the area up so we can really line them up really good, and then we can screw them in there, drill holes. It's gonna be crazy. Brand new car. So those pieces are like for the fender area. This piece here, these are rockers. Those are the door pieces. Looks like they go right on there. Kind of interesting. These are obviously the quarters. I mean, that is freaking ridiculous. They got to be like 6 inches wide or something, 6 inches wider than they usually are. So, oh yeah, let's go over the wheels. Jesus. So here we go. These are some big tires, I'll tell you that right now. I mean, you look at this, we got a 315 right here, and they're 18s. Now, they're super deep. I don't know if you can tell how deep that is. This camera is wide angle. It might make it look deeper, or maybe not so deep. We'll take this spray bottle, looks pretty normal. And I mean, you can kind of see how deep the spray bottle sits in there. All right, they're pretty deep. This has got to be like a 6-inch lip at least, maybe 7. That's about, yeah, this is about 7 inches. So pretty well. Those actually aren't the wheels that we're gonna use. We just kind of got them to mock them up because those were the only wheels with that low an offset floating around. We actually might go lower. Jason Miller actually wants to do kind of like a fat tire look. He's not trying to do like a stretch tire look or anything like that. He's trying to do like a nice thick, you know, R888 race car tire look. And the wheels that he has for this thing are like special order rotiforms. And when they come in, I'll show you. I think they might be in. Actually, we've been waiting that long. I don't know, I gotta give him a call. He doesn't even know I'm actually working on this yet. I'm just gonna kind of like mock up the wide body kit and then send him a picture. Anyways, let's start setting this thing on here and see what happens. This thing probably looks a little ridiculous right now. I guess they always do when they're in this stage. Let's talk about this kit. So this is a HKS kit and high-end company, I'll tell you that. But I will also tell you, no matter what quality company that I have dealt with, when it comes to a body kit, they never fit well whatsoever. This is definitely one of the better kits I've ever dealt with, but like I said, they're never perfect. So we're not gonna paint the entire car yet. We're actually gonna factory match the body kit to this color. So I definitely wanted to tape it up as much as I could. Some areas I didn't, but areas where I'm like really adjusting it because I don't want to scratch up the original paint. So, you know, this body line is very inconsistent. I got a crazy gap here, and I've moved it around as much as I could and compared it to other people's. It's kind of where it's going to be at. You know, I can fix all that. I might just have to add a little filler, shave this part down a little bit. I mean, I should have a pretty good tight gap there. Down here needs to be evened up. But yeah, no screws yet, just because I really wanted to just fit it on there and completely adjust it all together. Come over here. This gap isn't bad. I like how tight this is. I'm actually pretty cool with that. Up here, it's gonna need some major modifying. This looks pretty good. It lines up pretty good with that. We come over here to the front, and this, you know, same thing. It's definitely gonna need to be shaved, a little bit of filler added, and so on. So, but I mean, you can see, get a good idea that this kit is super wide. Good thing we got some really wide tires for it. So the next step for this thing is to actually finally put some screws in it, and then I'll probably end up working on the other side. Tell you what too, this car might be 90% BMW, but this car is no joke. I actually drove this thing. I had to drive this thing. I had to see what this new Supra was all about, and I'll tell you what, I was impressed big time. This thing is quick, especially for the amount of horsepower that it has. Now this one has just a downpipe and a tune, and I mean, it's putting down 375 to the wheels, I think, which is really impressive. But what is really cool is the transmission in this thing. This transmission, the paddle shifting is so quick, and I think that's like the little secret to these things. What makes them fast is they have a ton of torque and they have a really, really good transmission. And when I took this thing for a ride, oh my God, I never wanted an automatic so bad before, you know? It's really cool, and the price of these cars is not that much. I mean, these are $50,000, $60,000 cars. Compare that to a GTR, you're paying $60,000 for like one that's 5 years old. You're paying 100 grand for a brand new one, and then you're gonna put about 20 to 30 grand worth of motor work into it. And you'll probably have like a low 10-second car, maybe a 9-second car. When you get one of these, spend 50, 60 grand into it. I think guys are putting in like 5 grand into these and they're getting 10-second cars. You know what I mean? Another 10 grand into it, you have a 9-second car. You can literally beat everything around you. It's really cool that, you know, this might be BMW with Toyota badges all over it, but this is BMW technology and it is quick. I don't think I'll ever own one of these. And look, I'm not a German car fan whatsoever, even though I've worked on them a lot on this channel. But I would definitely take, I don't even know what kind of BMW it is, but it's like the 4-door BMWs with this same exact motor and transmission in it. And same thing, downpipe, maybe exhaust, tune, and you're running 11s and you got a sedan. You know what I mean? I can put baby seats in the back and daily it. I'm really thinking about it. Of course, this side fits better. Just went on so much easier. My gaps look better. That's how it always works. I measured I made sure this gap was the same, which looked really good. In here, it's got a little bit of light that can poke through there. I'll have to tighten that up somehow. You can see this circle pretty even all the way around the gas source. Up here gets a little tight. I'll just have to shave that. This fits just like the other side, a little bit better. This looks like it's going to have to come down, or this has to come up. This gap, pretty consistent. It's a little bit wider at the bottom here. I think it'd be better for me to build up down here than up here, because this you can see less. The other side I did the opposite. It is what it is. This looks good. This looks really good and consistent, and it comes to the edge here. I don't think I'll have to add much here. Maybe a little bit on either side. That line looks really good where it matches up to there. This actually bolts underneath the hood, underneath like this piece of trim that they have with 2 clips. It's kind of smart the way they did it, pretty simple. But where they want it mounted at, it sticks out way too far. So on the other side, I actually egged the holes out a little bit, so I have a little bit more adjustment. Looks like I can get this thing kind of flush looking. This is pretty even. With the other side, it's always offset a little bit. I've seen that consistent with the cars too. This edge right here, I can always shave that down, so that mates up perfect. This fits really great compared to the other side. I can work with this. This side looks like it's gonna be a breeze to fit up, but of course it's not perfect. It's still gonna need a little bit of work. So the only pieces I have left are the front bumper area and the wing, and I think I'm gonna need it on the lift to do the front bumper area. So what I'm actually gonna do is do the wing first. We'll knock that out. Seems pretty simple. Wing is on. This line doesn't look even, but looks exactly like the other side, so I don't think I'm going to change it. There's a little gap here, then it goes to no gap. Like, it's not a huge gap there. It'll get tightened up as I put more screws in there, but this actually fits really well here. I mean, a little bit of play there, but it'll be tightened up. The gap in there looks good, so I don't have to do anything funky. I actually think we might be able to put this on the lift, so I can put the front lip splitter, whatever, on there. And once we get that fitted up, maybe we'll put some wheels on this thing so it can stop looking so funky. We can kind of get an idea of what it looks like. It's not lowered yet, but at least we can see like what it looks like filling the wheels out a little bit. So I think it'll be really cool. All right, let's get on the lift. lift now so we can install the front lip. Can't get this to mount right because I need something to hold it properly down here. These two holes in this front lip mount the two holes under here, so I should be able to bolt this sucker up. And you see this has a whole bunch of holes that'll let me mount under here. I just don't know if I need to take this off or not yet. So far I haven't had to take off any of the actual original body kit, this, you know, the stuff that comes on their OEM. It's like they designed this kit to go right over it. Kind of weird, but it is what it is. I guess it's just more for styling. You think they want you to take it off as like weight reduction or something. Pretty sure all this fiberglass on here is definitely very far away from any type of weight reduction. So anyways, the front lips are really cool looking. It's got a nice little opening there. And I think this is gonna ride along here. It's gonna have a nice little dip to go with that dip there. I think that's gonna look pretty cool. All right, so let's figure out how to get this sucker bolted up. This thing is pretty much somewhat fitted up on here, and it fits pretty good. Like, I was kind of complaining about it in the beginning, but once I started getting all the parts that fit up here really well, it's not bad for as much fiberglass is on this kit, you know. So the last part we fitted up was this piece, and I mean, this line right here looks pretty damn good. So this is a pretty good quality kit. A little thick over here, maybe hanging over the edge a little bit. I can shave that down. What was throwing me off is, if you look here, this angle, it swoops down, but it's supposed to, because if you look right here, that is flat. That's gonna go along with the rest of the side skirt and fender. So this, I was trying to like angle it to level it, and I was like, oh man, it doesn't want to do that because that's a design. So it kind of throws you off when you start looking at it. You're like, yeah, that's cocked the wrong way, but in fact, it's supposed to be like that. I mean, it's supposed to bring down force, right? Over on this side, I love how this fender piece fits up. I can work with this, make that look a lot better. It's easier than the other side. It's got that swoop up feature. This ain't too bad. Shave that down. This line fits money. I'm really happy with that. And looks like this goes with that. That goes with that, so that's good. Just look how wide this thing is. Oh my God, it looks so good. I'm gonna take a picture of that and probably put it on Instagram. Yeah. This thing is on there. I mean, God damn, this thing looks freaking good. I can picture it with wheels on it already. Like, that just looks mean as hell. So when we have this thing like slammed on the ground and everything, that's gonna look good. Just that thing like hawking you down, you know? All right, we've spent a lot of time on this, just screwing this thing on. Let's put some wheels on it, and I'm just gonna put the wheels on one side. I just wanna see what it's gonna look like with a fitment. So I think you guys do too. So let's knock that out real quick. Kind of hard to see because my camera is a wide angle. Makes everything look smaller until you get up close on it. And it's about what it's going to look like, except the car isn't lowered, so it doesn't really justify much. These are also 18s, which the car originally had 19, so I don't know, maybe we want to explore like a bigger race tire, you know what I mean? Oh, I still got to do the little winglet things. I'll show you what they look like this side. You guys are probably not feeling that. A lot of cars have these. You'll see some of the RWB Porsches that have these. You know, they're known for their really wide body kits. So we definitely got to use it. Definitely got to put it on there. It's all part of the aerodynamics of this car, right? It definitely will look a lot better when the car is lowered, which we do have suspension for it. We got to put it on. I didn't want it on there while I'm working on the car for this stage. After body work is done, and we get everything primed, we can lower it. We'll do one more test fit, and then I'll be able to shave anything on the inside of the fenders. That would be the best time to do it. But right now, so I'm working, I don't want to work on a lowered car. You can't deny that look at all. That looks better than a supercar. This little small little opening here, that's like a Bugatti little opening, you know? This is gonna wrap it up for the very first video of this HKS wide body A90 2020 Supra. I'm gonna wrap this thing up and go out of this video. Do me a favor, like, comment, share, subscribe. Let me know what you think of this on the comments. We can talk about it, we can discuss it. I'm really open-minded. I've seen these cars done already. I really like the way they look. It always gets ugly before it gets pretty. It's just how it goes. Anyways, go work on something of your own, and I'll see you next video.